everybody, welcome to TMXing Adventures 101. I hope you are enjoying the recipes and you've taken away hints and tips if you've started watching the videos and cooking the recipes already. Now, I want to today introduce you to one of my quickest and favoritist lunches ever. I don't know if favoritist is a word, but you know. And this is a veggie slice. Now, it is based on the zucchini slice, on cookie dough, but hey, it is so much quicker. So let me show you today how to do that. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Lisa. I'm a mum of 4 busy boys, a consultant for Thermomix in Australia, and a team leader. So I get to mentor consultants to help them get the most out of their business. And I turn up on a regular basis for you guys to help you get more out of your Thermomix as well. There is so much your Thermomix can do. So I do hope today, not only will you find a new recipe to make, regardless of what sort of thermo cooker you've got, it might be a Thermomix TM6, 5 or 31, or it might be something else, but you'll also walk away with ways to make your life simpler and easier in the kitchen, because that's certainly what the Thermomix can do. So straight away, let's just have a little look down on this recipe. I just want to look at the difficulty. It is easy. It says it will take you 5 minutes in the kitchen. It says that its total time is 45 minutes. Most of that is cook time in the oven, okay? And that it serves 8. So I'm not going to put it into a big slab today like I would ordinarily. I'm actually going to put it into bite-sized things for my family today. But mine will cook a lot quicker then, won't it? So it's completely up to you as to whether you put it in the big slab and it takes 45 minutes, or whether you put it into little ones which then take only 18 to 20 minutes. So let's get straight on to start cooking, because I want to show you how I make this so quick. Let's get started. Preheat your oven and grease the tray. Then we want 100 grams of cheese. Now it says cheddar cheese. I never buy cheddar cheese. I just have tasty cheese. So you can use tasty, you can use cheddar, up to you. Now, they need to be no thicker than the speed dial and no bigger than the speed dial. So in they go. Let's see, what have I got? 102. That was a pretty good guess. All right, click on next. Normally I would say put the lid on. Let's not worry. Let's keep going. Next. Let's go next. Transfer to a bowl. Nah, haven't got time for that. Zucchini. All right, so today I've got a zucchini. I have diced it into chunks about, 2 finger widths. All right, so that's how big your food needs to be. What I have left on is the top and the tail, okay? Both are edible. Don't remove them, okay? Chuck it in. Just wash your food first. Now, to make up a bit of weight, I don't want to put more zucchinis in. I want to add some carrots. And similarly, the tops and tails are edible. No need to peel it. It just has to be able to fit down the blade shaft, okay? In it goes. Let's see what I'm up to on the weight. Awesome. Next. Now, it's normally we chop it. Again, I'm not ready for chopping. Let's keep going. I've got more veggies to add. Now, normally you would chop and put it aside, but the beauty of thermomixing and playing with your recipes is that it can be so much quicker. So let's keep going. Brown onion. No, I'm going to use a purple onion. Now, a brown onion needs to be cooked off to sweeten. A purple onion is naturally sweet anyway, so you can just chuck it in and not have to cook it off. So, in it goes. All right, that's my biggest takeaway tip. Some bacon. You can put your bacon in if you want, or you can put some ham in. You can put some leftover shredded chicken. You can put nothing in. I'm going to put nothing in. All right, tastes beautiful regardless. Okay, now we finally put the lid on, and we're going to chop this down for 3 seconds, speed 5. Now I do have a lot of food in there, so I'm going to repeat this now. So what I find, I'll show you, it's not fine enough for my family at this point in time. So let's take the lid off. See how chunky that is? Nearly a good salad, but not if you want it grated into a slice. So what are we going to do? We're actually going to manually override that step. We're going to spin it up to speed 5, and we're going to listen to hear when it's done, because depending on what veggies you use, depends on how long that needs to take. So if you've used spinach, that's going to take it a lot quicker, and even mushrooms, than the harder veggies. So up to speed 5, which is our grating and chopping speed. That to me is starting to sound good. What I was listening for was a really even chop. So it's really great to get into the habit of listening to your Thermomix so that you can hear when you think it needs to stop. All right, let's have a look. That's what I need for my kids to eat it. Look at that in there. So perfect, diced up, no grater. I don't know about you. Remember pre-Thermomix days? Grating on a grater? Yeah, none of that once you got a Thermi. Let's go next. Straight down the sides. Nah, Nah, we're not going to cook it, right? Because we don't have onion and bacon to cook in there. So we can skip that. How good's that? 5 eggs. We are going to put our 5 eggs in. In they go. I do love this recipe. It's healthy, full of protein. Okay, so it's filling. And there's no nuts and things like that. So if you're going to a workplace or a school that's got nuts, you don't have to worry. Okay, 100 grams of rice flour. Now, you could at the beginning have milled your own down, but that's another thing. So what are we going to do? We're going to add plain flour. I'm using gluten-free, but you can just use ordinary plain flour. Will work just the same. 100 grams, in it goes. I do have a second pack, never fear. For some reason, lots of half packs get left in my house. I think it's the whole thing with other people cooking in your kitchen. So in it goes. We want 70 more grams. Okay, I'm going to end up on 94. Oh well, close enough, good enough, right? Okay, next, a pinch of salt. Now stop. Every time you see the word salt, you go, oh, that means stock. Okay, so in your recipes, anything savory, salt equals stock. And you can typically multiply it by 4 because this is a quarter salt. Actually, it's probably a little bit less than that really, but approximately a quarter salt to a whole lot of veggies. So if you see 1 teaspoon of salt, put in 4 teaspoons of stock. Okay, that's how we do it. So we just need a pinch. We don't want to go too heavy, otherwise it's going to be too salty. So we just want about half a teaspoon, okay? Only a little bit. You can see my stock's really thick. Watch the stock video to learn some hints and tips about making your stock if you haven't already. Next thing is some pepper. Oh, there it is. In that goes. And can you believe, 1 more ingredient and we're done. How quick is that? The last thing is oil. It's 80 grams of oil. Don't freak out. Those of you who watch me all the time would know that I say this, but it's like adding 80 grams of butter to something. We don't question when it says 80 grams of butter, so let's not question when it says 80 grams of oil. You can use oil of choice. I did go a little heavy today. You might see 85. Whoops, doesn't matter. But yeah, that's what you want to do, is just put your oil in. It can be a veggie oil if you want, if that's what you've got. I just use an olive oil. The other flavors are strong enough that they cut through the oil flavor. All right. On with the measuring cup, and now we've got 6 seconds reverse speed forward. And can you believe it? We're done. So unless there's a whole lot stuck up to the sides, that's it. So in all that recipe, we can take the base of the recipe. Guys, I do need to scrape down the sides, but that's okay. Have a look. Pour the mixture into your prepared dish and bake for 30 minutes. Okay, my tip, it takes 45. I find it's too gooey in the middle in my big Lamington tin if I take it out at half an hour. So I always put 45 minutes on. Try it in your oven. Now, I mentioned I'm going to make little bite-sized ones today. So I'm actually using my awesome silicone tray from the mix shop. And the great thing about these silicone trays, they're brand new, but they're actually stainless steel reinforced around the side. So let me just grab this out. I'm just going to scrape those extras in. Don't want to let them go to waste. And let me see if I can do this without being too messy. Okay, so here we go. Now I could use my cupcake pen for this, but it's actually in use. It's got leftover butter in it, so I'm just going to attempt. Maybe a spooner might be a better idea because I'm not doing a very good job at attempting, am I, guys? So let me grab a spoon. The other thing I want to do with leftovers is I actually want to put it into my bar tin. So I want to show you in a second your muesli bar tin. Just let me fix up my messed up ones. Told you, keeping it real in the kitchen, guys. You won't find anything fake or edited or deleted here. Sometimes I'll cut times out, but I'm cutting times out so that you don't have to watch like a 10-minute cook or something. But predominantly, you are seeing everything beginning to end, including my mess, okay? Because I'm sure your kitchen's not amazingly perfect either, just like mine. And that's okay. That's the beauty of it. We do not need to be amazingly clean or amazing cooks when you go to Thermomix, because it all turns out amazing in the end. Look at me making a really big mess. I hope I'm making you guys feel better about your mess in your kitchen. So I'm going to pass this out to my little tribe out there who will actually beautiful things scoop this in for me and hopefully they'll probably not make as much of a mess as I have. But the other thing I wanted to tell you about, so I'm going to do those ones, which will be little bites. They'll only take about 15 minutes to cook, so that'll be awesome. But my other thing I want to make is some little bars with it. Okay, I've already made a mess, as you can see. All right. So this is actually probably easy to pour into because I can do it along the lines. There we go. Just leave a gap at the top. They do rise a little bit, not a huge amount. It's the eggs that are giving it the rise, not because there's self-raising flour in it. Okay, let me show you this, and then we'll stop there. I can do these off camera. So just give them a little tap and a shake down. Look at that, guys. Don't want to hold it up too long though. It is a liquidy mix, not a mess, liquidy mix, because it's got all those eggs in it. So then bake it, and then take it out of the oven. Let it sit. It says serve hot or cold. Let it sit for 5 minutes or so, because you do want to be able to get it out of the containers. Otherwise it is soft. It's predominantly eggs, so a bit like an omelette, that really softness to it. All right, so I would love to hear how you go with this recipe. I'd love to know what mix of veggies you use. Often we use capsicums, spinach, cucumber. Don't tell the kids, that's when the cucumber's looking sad in there. The only things we avoid using are things that are too watery. So celery you can put a little bit in, not too much. Tomatoes, similarly, not too much. They're just too liquidy in there. But otherwise, any of those other harder veggies, amazing. And don't forget, you can add a protein if you'd like as well. All right, one more thought. Mushrooms aren't normally fantastic in it because you'll make it brown. Okay, it tastes amazing, just doesn't have an appeal to it when you look with your eyes, okay? And we tend to eat with our eyes as well. So it's just a little side tip. So I'd love to see your recipe when you've done it. So please do share it in the group when you make your recipe, or share it with me. I'd love to see it. Let other people know your veggie combos and your hints and tips. That's how we learn. We learn from each other. And don't ever hesitate to reach out as you make these recipes and you have questions about them. I'd love to help you get more out of your Thermomix. So take care for now, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye, guys.